Hi, I'm Paul Stevens with Cottage Craft Works, and today we want to talk about replacement of the White Mountain motor on the older White Mountain freezers. Now this is the cream color motor. The dark green motor was actually used on the darker color White Mountain freezers. This motor would have been used more on this model freezer. And if you notice the tub latches, that tub latch is so rusted it won't even go down. But if you notice that the tub latches over the years went from a cam latch to just basically drop it in and fit it and turn it to where the motor kept the pressure on and locked it down to where it wouldn't come out, supposedly. But the motor rocked back and forth and caused a lot of frustration, to the point where the Amish started making their own parts to replace the White Mountain parts. And they came out with a new tub ear and a new tub latch that has the cam latch on it. They're all stainless steel, so they're not going to rust like these. Now, they're no longer making motors, they're no longer available. So Immergood has their electric motor that will replace these, but you may have to do some adaptation, and I'm going to show you how to do that. One of the reasons that the Immergood motor has become so popular is it's made out of all stainless steel. The problem with the White Mountain freezers is that they were powder coated, and over time, once a chip started in on the paint surface, then the salt would start eating away and chipping the paint away, which then eventually could end up in your ice cream. The other problem with the White Mountain motors was over time is that they started leaking grease down into the top of the can. And this can lid right here was all covered with grease when we found this freezer. So the issue that you will run into with the White Mountain freezers is the dasher stem. The older dasher stems used a 3/8, which is what is on this little forecourt. And if you take a 3/8 inch wrench, you can see it will fit that perfectly. The newer freezers are 7/16. So if you put a 7/16 wrench on there, that will fit that, and you'll know you have a 7/16. The Immergood motors are made for the 7/16. But that's not an issue because you can order these with an adapted gear in there that will fit the 3/8. Your secondary issue is going to be the spacing on the tub ear and the tub latch. So the new Immergood motor is just about an 1/8 inch from going in there. And you don't want to push that because then you're going to make your bucket out of round. Now some of these freezer tubs were actually 11 5/8. And that's what you need for the Immergood motor. So this one is actually just under the 11 5/8. So we need to figure out how to space these out. And we recommend replacing these with the Immergood tub ear and tub latch. But in order to do that, you have to drill out these rivets, and we'll do that in just a moment. Now, looked around all over trying to figure out where am I going to get a spacer to shim these out. Well, I finally found it on the side of a 5-gallon bucket. And this is off of a drywall bucket, perfectly, just about 1/8 of an inch. It's already round to kind of fit into the. So we're going to use these as shims. I'm going to drill these out, and I'll show you how we're going to do this. So the first thing you have to do is take off the bail. And we'll put that aside. If this was really rusted, we do have new replacement bails that are made by Immergood. Safety glasses first. And then using a 1/4-inch drill bit. And we're going to have to hold this in, not to where your hand is going to be in the way, but to where you're not pushing in on this stave. Okay, you'll see that these new screws has a hex head, and that's like a carriage bolt, and that is actually made to sink down in the wood as you pull, so you don't have to have another wrench on the other side. So we'll put the tub latch on first with our spacer, of course. So I cut these out of the bucket using my Dremel with a grinding tool on it, and then I took it over to the belt sander and cleaned off the rough edges. You can see how that's pulling that hex head into the wood. Okay. And it should give us our 11 5/8, something a little bit over. Yeah, so we're good. We're just about 11 5/8. Yeah. We had to trim a little bit off of our shims because they were holding this up too high. Now it's down below the wood top, so we're good. And we'll put our cam lock back on. This is a lock nut, so it's a little hard to go on. You want to just tight enough to where it's going to hold down your motor, like that. Okay, so it fits. It runs perfect. We've got an Immergood replacement motor on an older White Mountain freezer with a new tub ear and tub latch, all stainless steel. We just need to put our handle bail on and we are done. So you'll notice that the gaps on these have really widened, and these are really some old freezers that we have picked up at various antique shops and everything for demo purposes, so they're very dry. So this would need a lot of soaking to get it back to where it won't leak. And if you're frustrated with that, which a lot of people do, remember we do have the complete Immergood poly that will also fit the White Mountain freezers, and of course it's made for the Immergood motors. Immergood motors, this is the electric motor, is also available in a tool battery model that uses a DeWalt or Milwaukee or a Makita tool battery. So same principle, you'd have to, if you're not 11 5/8, you'd have to shim your tub ears and tub latches out. Recommended replacing the tub ears and tub latches. I know they're somewhat expensive, but for long term, they're going to be much better than the old rusty ones that came off the White Mountain freezers. So thank you for watching.